You can do thousands of crunches every day. You can try intermittent fasting or those trendy detox tea. You can jog for hours and still wake up to the same stubborn belly bulge staring back at you in the mirror. And if that sounds familiar, it's not because you're lazy or lacking discipline. It's because you may be fighting the wrong enemy. Most people believe belly fat is just fat, extra padding under the skin, that needs more exercise or fewer calories. But that idea is wrong. The soft, squishy fat you can pinch on your waist is not the main problem. In fact, it's often not the most dangerous fat at all. The real danger is hidden deep inside your abdomen. It sits out of sight, wrapped around your organs, quietly disrupting your health day after day. This fat is called visceral fat, and it behaves less like stored energy and more like a toxic parasite living inside the belly. Here's the surprising part. You can be slim everywhere else, in your arms, legs, and face, and still carry a dangerous amount of visceral fat deep inside your abdomen. This pattern is sometimes called thin outside, fat inside, and it becomes especially common in women over 40. Visceral fat doesn't just sit there. It releases inflammatory chemicals and hormones that slow your metabolism, interfere with insulin, and block fat loss. This is one of the main reasons belly fat becomes so stubborn after 40, even when you're eating less and moving more. But there is good news. Even though visceral fat is the most dangerous type of fat, it's also one of the easiest to burn when you use the right strategy. Research shows that visceral fat responds quickly once you stop feeding it and start sending your body the correct signals. In this video, you're going to learn a science-backed, Japanese-inspired approach that targets visceral fat at the source. It focuses on a powerful pigment found in vegetables, a specific compound in tea, and a simple movement rule that uses the right intensity instead of endless workouts. Studies show this approach can dramatically reduce visceral fat in as little as 8 weeks. So before you blame menopause, and before you do one more crunch, hoping something will finally change, stay with this video. What you're about to learn could change not just your waistline, but your long-term health, faster than you expect. To beat this hidden fat, you first need to understand what it is. Not all belly fat is the same, and that's the reason so many women over 40 feel stuck. The soft, jiggly fat you can pinch around your waist is called subcutaneous fat. It sits right under the skin. It can be frustrating, but it's not the most dangerous kind. Visceral fat behaves like a toxic factory. It disrupts hormones, drives insulin resistance, and signals your body to store even more fat in the belly. This creates a vicious cycle. Visceral fat increases inflammation, and inflammation allows visceral fat to grow. This is why belly fat can feel impossible to lose. The health risks are serious. Visceral fat is strongly linked to heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, fatty liver disease, Alzheimer's, and certain cancers. Doctors consider it a major part of metabolic syndrome. In women, a waist size over 35 inches is often a warning sign. What makes visceral fat especially dangerous is that it's hidden. You might look healthy on the outside and still be at risk internally. But here's where the story changes. Your body actually wants to get rid of visceral fat. Because it's metabolically active, it often burns faster than surface fat when you give your body the right environment. This is why some people notice their belly shrinking before the scale changes. Blood sugar improves, energy increases, inflammation drops. So how do you target this fat? You don't starve yourself. You don't punish your body. You cut off its fuel, block the signals it thrives on, and burn it steadily. The first step starts with food. Visceral fat thrives on sugar, refined carbohydrates, and inflammation. That's why the goal is to move away from beige and toward color. Foods like white bread, pasta, pastries, crackers, and fried foods spike blood sugar and feed visceral fat. Colorful fruits and vegetables do the opposite. Their colors come from natural compounds that reduce inflammation and support metabolic health. Adding spinach, berries, peppers, leafy greens, carrots, or cabbage to meals supplies antioxidants and fiber that help stabilize blood sugar and signal fat burning. Studies show diets rich in these plant compounds are linked with lower visceral fat, even without dramatic weight loss. Many women notice their belly feels less bloated and less hard within weeks of making this shift. The second step is what you drink. The second step is about what you drink. And this is where a simple calming tea can quietly support your progress. Instead of another caffeinated drink, this approach uses sorrel tea, also known as hibiscus. Sorrel tea has been used traditionally for generations, and one of its biggest benefits is how it helps calm inflammation in the body. Since visceral fat thrives in an inflamed environment, reducing that inflammation makes it easier for your body to let go of stubborn belly fat. Sorrel tea is also naturally caffeine-free and refreshing, which can help reduce cravings for sugar and sweet drinks throughout the day. When cravings are lower and the nervous system is calmer, blood sugar becomes more stable, and that creates a better internal environment for fat loss. Drunk regularly and without added sugar, sorrel tea becomes a simple habit that supports the rest of the plan instead of working against it. You can drink sorrel tea hot or cold. Some people enjoy it plain, while others add a squeeze of lime or lemon for flavor. What matters most is keeping it unsweetened. Sugar would cancel out the benefits. When used this way, sorrel tea becomes a small daily ritual that supports metabolic balance rather than fighting against it. The third step is movement, but not extreme exercise. Visceral fat responds best to moderate intensity movement. This means moving at a pace where you're breathing harder, but not exhausted. You can talk, but you can't sing. This level of effort has been shown to significantly reduce visceral fat, even without major weight loss. Brisk walking, cycling, swimming, dancing, or low-impact cardio done consistently works better than short bursts of extreme effort. 30 to 45 minutes, a few times per week is enough when the intensity is right. When these three steps work together, inflammation drops, insulin sensitivity improves, hormones rebalance, visceral fat begins to melt, sleep often improves, energy increases, belly hardness softens. These are signs your body is healing. Change doesn't happen overnight, but research shows meaningful visceral fat reduction often occurs within 8 to 12 weeks. The key is consistency, not perfection. And now, before this video ends, take a moment to reflect. Which part of this stood out to you most? Was it changing what's on your plate, adding sorrel tea, or moving your body at the right intensity? Sometimes identifying the first step makes it easier to begin. If this video helped you understand what's really happening inside your body, stay here with Vitality Bliss. This channel exists to share simple science-backed strategies that reduce inflammation and help restore health after 40. You can support this work by liking this video, subscribing, and sharing it with another woman who may need this information. These conversations matter. Remember, the best plan is not the perfect one. It's the one you start and the one you stay consistent with. Your body is far more capable of change than you've been led to believe, and with the right strategy, that hidden belly fat doesn't stand a chance.